Okay, so we've arrived at our first stop. This is a place called Hughes Mountain. We're on Highway M, about 90 minutes, 90 miles south of St. Louis. We're gonna head up this trail over here, go to the summit of Hughes Mountain, and then have a look around. So we've reached the summit of Hughes Mountain. It's not much of a summit. It was about a 3/4 of a mile hike up here, maybe 200 or 300 vertical feet. It's really beautiful up here. You can see it's a wide open expanse, not a lot of foliage or trees. It's technically a rocky glade up here. You can see lots of these rock outcroppings popping up. This is a really unique, special place, one of my favorite places in the whole state of Missouri. What we're looking at is a volcanic flow. It's a rhyolite flow. You'll remember that rhyolite refers to a specific type of extrusive igneous rock, typically very silica rich. These particular rocks are about 1.4 billion years old. So these would have formed in a volcano at the edge of a continent, again, 1.4 billion years ago. Now, you wouldn't think of Missouri as being the edge of a continent, but in fact, at that stage in Earth history, at that stage in the tectonic cycle, this was the edge of what is now the North American continent. I just wanted to carry you over to get a bit of a closer look at some of these beautiful rocks. So it's a little bit hard to see. If we come up close, you'll see there's a lot of this green lichen on the surface. We're not so interested in the green lichen, but you'll see that the rest of the rock is very red. It's fine grained. There's some other interesting features that I'll show you in a moment. But what I want you to see first is the pattern of fracturing in these rocks, because that's something that makes these very unique. You'll notice as I come up, I'm going to try to come up here over the top, so you can see the shapes of the fracture patterns here. And I might have to take some other videos elsewhere. I'll actually sweep around a little bit so you can see the rest of this summit of Hughes Mountain. We actually have some better examples over here, so I'm going to take us down this little knob and come over here. Okay, here's a slightly better example. It's a little bit easier to see the pattern of fractures. So again, I'll hold the camera up. Hopefully you'll be able to see the shapes that are formed by all these different fractures. One of the things I mentioned earlier is that we are standing on a volcanic flow. This is a rhyolitic flow. There's one really cool feature of these rocks that I want to show you. As this volcanic flow is moving over the landscape, it's picking up little bits and pieces of ash, chunks of rock, other things that were ejected from the volcano at around the same time that the lava flow was passing over the landscape. And those little chunks of ash and other pyroclastic material get embedded in the lava flow, and they get smeared out to form these really cool lens-shaped features. They're called fiamme, which is a French word. I'll show you what they look like up close. I'm going to bring the GoPro in here, and I'll take maybe some pictures with my camera so you can see them a little better. But here are the fiamme. So they are, again, little bits of ash. They've been stretched out. They've been smeared by the passage of the lava flow. There's another, some more nice ones over here. Again, you can see the smeared out little bit of material. You can actually use these to figure out the direction that the lava flowed. I walked another couple hundred meters up the trail towards the summit of Hughes Mountain. We got really excellent views of the countryside here. You can see the Fairly mountainous landscape in the background. We're in the sort of on the northern edge of the Ozark Plateau down here. I want to walk around a little bit and show you some more of the rhyolite because the exposure up here is really excellent. So I sort of pan around here, you'll be able to see again more of these fractured flows of rhyolite with the very characteristic fracture pattern. The rock is even a little bit better exposed. It doesn't have as much lichen on it as some of the previous footage that I shot. Just scanning around a little bit so you can see again the shape of the fracture patterns. Here's a really nice example of the fracturing that was formed in this particular lava flow here and here, and coming up to the side you can see some of those fiamme striped across the clean face of the rock. Okay, so we're gonna head back down Hughes Mountain now, get back in the car and head over to Elephant Rocks State Park. So see you soon. Well, okay folks, I've just arrived at Elephant Rocks State Park. As all of you know, it's August of 2020. We're in the midst of a COVID pandemic. I was a little bit horrified to see when I arrived here that every parking spot was full and there are people all over the place and there is not a mask to be seen. So I'm not super keen on getting out of the car. I'm just gonna stay right here. I will show you guys some still photos and some 3D imagery using GeoExplorer so you can see a little bit more of Elephant Rocks. Elephant Rocks is the granitic interior of the volcanoes that produced the eruptive rhyolites on Hughes Mountain. And so what you see here instead of these extrusive igneous rocks are the intrusive equivalents of the same igneous rocks. Now I'm going to turn my camera a bit so you can see what they look like, including some of the people having their picnics here. You'll see that they're far more massive than the Hughes Mountain rhyolites. They look totally different. They are much more coarse grained. I'll show you some photographs close up. But they are fundamentally, this is the inside of the volcano and is to be distinguished from the eruptive parts of the volcano.